Dinosaur.
Wow.
You don't
Start to the day.
You didn't even look in the same stratosphere. John's like a tortoise. He just keeps aging. What do you got, Drew? You're on camera. It's all being recorded now. So whatever you got to say it to the world.
Being back in Kansas City, memories from last year, positive, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, obviously we had a great trip here. Guys played well. Love playing in front of our fans. Know we're going to have a great turnout, which makes it a spectacular experience for the young men in our program and our team. And wanted to come out and be highly competitive, play our best.
You talked about being excited and enthusiastic to get back to practice on Monday. Dishon was going to be there. How's he looking, and was it as exciting and enthusiastic as you could?
Yeah, no, we had a great practice Monday and a good one again today. Keyshawn was back, felt great. So again, I think, when you're returning or, from any injury, there's things that you have to work through. But he had a great mindset, mentality, focus, had a great practice. So excited how that's gone the last 2 days and continue to carry it forward.
How much have those guys who were here last year maybe told the younger guys or people who haven't been here what it's like to win back-to-back games?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Their dialogue and what they've talked about or not, we try to really focus on what's right in front of us right now. I'm sure there's been communication as we were, shooting at the T-Mobile this morning on what that will look like and how it will be filled up with Iowa State fans tomorrow and how exciting it is and how fortunate we are for that. When you play in a tournament like Maui early in the year and you go, a game, and you play really good competition, that's the reason why you play in something like that to help prepare you for this. So even though some of our guys were not with us last year that are part of our rotation, those type of experiences and opportunities prepare you as well. So everyone's got to pull all their experiences, all their opportunities, and pour in so we can be our absolute best tomorrow morning.
You have to, you say focus on what's right in front of us, but when you're talking about the possibility of 4 games in 4 days, do you sub differently? Do you think about it differently as far as how that goes?
I mean, we start out, let's do everything we can to win the first game and then just take it as it comes. So there won't be anything that plays into it other than what gives us the best chance to win this game tomorrow. And regardless of who that means to play and how many minutes that is, we're going to keep our focus on winning that game when we're in the moment and then take the next one as that one comes.
Obviously, you're doing more precise with who you're going to get, but you know you're going to get either a team that plays you tough with Hilton, a lot of good players, Cincinnati, or Oklahoma State, who of course got you on this coming up. I know you focus on you, but what kind of challenge do you expect right out of the gate against either one of those teams?
Well, I'd say with both teams, both teams turned us over more than we would like. Both teams play extremely hard. They go to the offensive glass. And so there's some parallels between the two, even though their personnel's different, the seasons they had, maybe where they're at as a team. So it still comes down to us focusing on being tough with the basketball, attacking the paint and the rim, being really aggressive offensively. Certainly the pressure we put on our opponents and turnovers that we can generate to go in transition, and then the rebounding battle is always going to be an important one. And I think certainly with both teams, they're very accomplished going to the glass, and we have to be very intentional to block out finish plays.
You had numerous players earn Big 12 recognition yesterday. What's it like to see Curtis be first team selection, Joshua be all newcomer team, and obviously Taman and Keyshawn get mentioned in the third team as well?
Yeah, no, I mean all those guys. Kurt, great for him to make first team. Last year, he really emerged in the second half of league play and felt like he could have got some recognition last year and didn't. So great to see that go his way with first team and the sixth man. Credit to his hard work. With Joshua making second team and all newcomer, no surprise. He's been as consistent through league play as can be. A guy that's not only rebounded it well and scored it well, but he's made so many plays and then defensively, just a high steals guy as well. He very well could have made an all defensive team based on how many possessions he finishes on the glass and with steals. And then, certainly with Taman and Keyshawn, who made all conference last year, to be recognized again this year, it's a great honor for both. They've both had great moments and had some great games and been impactful in some wins. And then with Taman on the all-defensive team, we talk all the time about how he sets the tone for our defense, guarding the basketball and then getting steals. So great to see him get recognized. So all those guys, great individual recognition. Those are also team awards from the standpoint of there's a lot of guys that are out there doing the hard work every single day and then on the court with them that allow them to make those plays to get that recognition.
Was Keyshawn's BYU game the best defensive game he's played this year?
Yeah, his BYU game, that's the guy that we need defensively every game. He came out with tremendous energy and motor and got after the basketball and was so disruptive and deflections and just flying around making multiple efforts and doing that sets the tone defensively and it also gets us out in transition offensively. So I do think it was his best game defensively. 8 steals obviously stands out, especially against a team that doesn't turn the ball over that much. So that's what we need him to continue to focus on, is to be that type of a defensive menace and dictating things, and then things will go from there.
And the other, Kurt, there's like a layer to him in that Kansas State game. It felt a little bit like midseason. Kurt, he was ill for a while. Teams were defending him different when Milan was out. Did you see a different level there compared to the prior few weeks?
Yeah, I felt like he really stepped up and made things go his way. You've got to feel it, you got to believe it, you got to build the practice habits to do it. But he certainly came out and said, you know what, I'm going to be the go-to guy here today. I'm going to step up and take and make big plays and big shots, and that's what we love to see from him, that aggressiveness right away when he comes in. And like you said, there's been a lot of variables with our lineup through the season, whether it's when Keyshawn's been out, Milan's been out, Kurt was ill, and then to your point, when you're in the starting lineup, they play you one way. So there's all those things that have factored in, and I really felt like that was a huge positive for us to take away, that Kurt is back where he feels really good about the job that he has and being aggressive in that job.
Mentally, how have you seen Keyshawn kind of battle through missing 3 of the last 5 games of the regular season?
Yeah, no, it's challenging. He's an elite competitor. He wants to be out there. He's a fighter. And I'm sure there's frustration that goes along. You want to be at your best. You want to be out there and do everything that you can. But we know he's done everything he can in preparation here these last few days to get himself to a point where he's ready to play and contribute and help make us win. And so I know when he gets out there and he's in the moment of the game, things tend to go away, and he just locks in on being that competitor. Like I said, talked about the BYU game and how that looked and how we need to continue to replicate that defensive mindset and mentality, and that'll set things up for him offensively.
Like in Taman, the superhero, emphatically at least once, but on probably multiple occasions. And people underestimate what it's taken for him to continue to play the minutes he plays, to continue to play with the level and the intensity that he does with a fractured thumb.
Yeah, no, it's he has an elite mental toughness. He really cares about winning and doing whatever he can for our program to do well and win. So he endures a lot. Crazy thing is, last year at this time, I felt like his body was kind of just hanging on, and right now he feels great. Like, he's playing really well. He's tough with the basketball. He's really guarding the ball. He's shooting it with tremendous confidence. So I felt like at the end of the year last year, he was really just trying to survive it. Physically, he had a lot going on, and as much as he's had going on through the year and up to this point, I think he feels about as good as he's felt all year, and he's confident, and he's got terrific energy. So I never take for granted everything that he puts on the line and everything that he's going through. He's very unique with how he's able to mentally focus to do that, but certainly appreciate and excited to see him play great here tomorrow.
What exactly was it that flipped with Izzy offensively?
I think it's just, we saw last year with Kurt, it's like 17 games in, you go through it, and you're kind of like, I know I can do this, I belong here, and I know, what I'm capable of. And I think with Nate, the same thing. It's, it's you have this plan that you outline and the belief that you have in somebody, and then they've got to live it, and they've got to work on it, and they've got to demand it. And then when they have some of those breakthrough moments, you can just see their confidence flip a switch. And that's, we probably saw that with Nate, whether it's 3 weeks or a month ago, where he just kind of feels like, all right, I know I'm good. I know I can do a lot of things to help us win. And instead of worrying about this or that, I'm just going to stay locked in mentally. And again, his his toughness, his mindset, his competitive spirit. Like, he's a warrior. A lot of times he's guarding the big. Other times he's guarding the other team's best perimeter player. And he finds a way to bring out that competitive spirit. Now we're seeing it offensively as well. You saw last game at K-State, I think that first drive he had downhill right to the front of the rim was a very impactful play for our team. And then that sets things up when shots show up. You feel great about your confidence to knock those down. He did that as well.
It feels like whenever Nate does something impacts the game, it means maybe even something extra to the guys on the bench. Why would that be?
Well, they see him work hard every day in practice. He's a guy, the more competitive things we do in practice, the more excited he gets. He really likes to do that. And they've seen him, have his challenges early in the year and fight through them. So I think for anybody, when you keep doing the hard work, you just keep staying focused. I think you'd be happy or excited for anybody when things tend to go their way and you see what they commit to it every day. And he's a guy that commits to it every single day. His teammates know that he's got their back. Even in the games maybe he hadn't played as well as he'd like to individually, he's celebrated them. He's been a great teammate. And so now I think guys want to be that great teammate for him as well when things are going better for him.
Will you watch today's Oklahoma State-Cincinnati game live, or how do you go about preparing for that now?
Yeah, our staff will go over there and scout it live. I'll watch it in my room, and then, again, I just say that still 95% of this is about us and what we do. So obviously we'll get ready to, scout this personnel and what this matchup is, but we're so much more focused on doing the things that we do. I think that really worked out well for us going into the Arizona game. It worked out great for us going into Kansas State. Tremendous respect for all of our opponents, and at the same time, we'll be aware, we'll have, this and that, things that we think will be effective, but ultimately our focus is on us playing great and being the best team we can be.
TJ, kind of going off of that, as the head coach, it feels like the spotlight is on you most of the time, but how integral are your assistants to your success this year and what you've built over the last 4 years?
Yeah, our coaching staff, you can use all these, you don't want to overstate it, but like they are as prepared, as talented, as cohesive, gifted teachers in their areas, and they really help elevate our program. Defensively, Kyle and JR, what they've done over 4 years has been remarkable in terms of how they've implemented, schemes, strategies, and then demanded the effort in that area. And then with Schmitty and with Croft on offense, we've seen improvement every single season. Right? We've gotten better every year, and that has come without compromising the defensive integrity as well. We've been a top 10 defensive team, I believe, all 4 years, and moved the offense forward every year. So that's a challenge. That speaks to like those guys really working well together, respecting each other's talents. To me, I know how gifted they are as teachers and coaches, and so there's times where I need to take a step back and let them be great in their areas. That's what they're here for, and that's what they're here to do. And so we're really fortunate, the continuity we've had with them, the experience, the talent, what they demand, and then what people don't always know is on a day-to-day basis, the extra film they're watching with our guys, the positional work, what Crawford does as a shooting coach. So much more goes into it that those guys are doing every single day behind the scenes, but our guys know it, and they play with the confidence of knowing those coaches are invested, they care about them, and they're making them better, they're developing. We're seeing guys that get better from year to year, guys that get better from week to week, and guys that have gotten better throughout the course of the season, and our assistant coaches deserve all the credit for that.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.